Alright, Michael, what's planned today?
Alright, it is a beautiful sunny day here, finally. And our plan today is try and get as much done on this ute as possible. We finally figured out what's going on with our thermo fans. Turns out the thermo fans that we had originally, although they were labelled by the wrecker as VZ, they're actually VY thermo fans, which makes sense as to why these didn't fit. These are genuine VZ V8 fans. We have already test fit them, they do fit. So we should be in good stead to get this finished and figure out our intercooler piping. As far as intercooler goes, there's not that much left to that, but there's a whole bunch of stuff left on this car. Minus exhaust, let's ignore exhaust for the minute. That needs to be done to get this finished off. We want to button everything up today, put the belts on it, put the hoses on it, fill it with fluids.
Turbo drain needs to be redone.
Turbo drain needs to be redone, need to look at that. Put the map sensor in as well too, upgrade that sort of thing. All of that we're going to see if we get done today. We're probably going to get none of that done, because as always, this will take longer than we hope, but we'll see how we go today. We're going to see what we can get done. Exhaust will still be left for another day, but that's going to be a whole day, if not 2 days in itself, because it's probably going to be the most complicated exhaust we've ever made, I reckon. So, yeah, let's have a look at what we're dealing with, eh?
Yeah. All right, so we know the thermo fans fit. We've slitted them in, so we've taken them back out. And we're going to, like Michael said, button everything over. So we need to put a belt on. We need
two belts. There's 2 belts in this thing.
Is it?
Yeah, one for AC.
All right. So we need to put 2 belts on. Might as well put these radiator hoses on if they don't get in the way of putting the thermos on. And I think we might just keep the thermos out for now to button up a few things. So I think we'll throw all that stuff on and then we'll finish off our intercooler piping once all the bulk items is on that we're working around.
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
Belts?
Let's throw some belts on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, kind sir.
These are our belts. Tiny little belts, aren't they?
Yeah, it is the little one. AC belt is on.
Lovely.
Is it going to be regassed?
Probably not.
Do you want this hose back in or?
No, we got genuine.
We got genuine.
So you want to take it off completely?
Yeah.
All right, other belt.
Oh no, there's no pattern to follow.
I know, I was looking at the bonnet. We've got the books there.
Oh, I suppose I got the book, yeah.
Or do we just wing it?
Wing it. We do really well at that.
We don't have that much to go around.
Under. It's like tying shoelaces around the rabbit hole.
Under that.
I reckon we nailed it.
I reckon I've bloody nailed it too.
Good work.
That's convenient.
So much better than before. We just took off the old cheap radiator hose, and that's because they are exactly that. They're cheap Chinese radiator hoses that came with the cheap Chinese radiator. So we're swapping them out with some genuine Daco ones because, you know, we don't want these going bang. And of course these stickers.
I had this wrong last time.
Yeah, I don't know why all radiator hose companies, why can't they just make them so they don't fall apart when you're trying to undo
a
it?
little tag. They put a thingy through it anyways.
I know, right? It's so frustrating. Here's a question. I wonder if they're actually designed to leave on until it gets warm, and when it gets warm it just peels straight off.
Possibly.
Oh. That spray is honestly the best stuff.
Like butter. I wonder if it, does it dry though?
I hope so.
Yeah.
We'll put it on everything that's important. What are you doing?
I'm going to button up the turbo, which has been bugging me for ages. This is not done up. I need this tight so then I can do up this side of the intercooler piping. But we've stolen a fitting for the Fairlane off this, so we've got a new fitting, put the fitting back on. I'm just going to heat sleeve it for now, because our exhaust runs right over the top of it. So I'm just going to run some Braceworks heat sleeve over it.
Yep.
And then I can finally bolt this turbo down for good.
Yes, which will be...
With a gasket.
Yes.
Yep.
That's not good enough.
No, that doesn't do well.
Oh, I'm with you. It's on the floor now. Finally. Alright, so I finally managed to get out the old heater tap that I broke. This is a new one, it's like 30 bucks. So I'm ready to put that in now. The reason why I'm changing is because there used to be a fitting here. And then that came out with the hose. It was one of those fittings that released with the hose, so you don't have to worry about twisting it. It comes straight off, but it's a one-time only deal. So I put a new one in. That was a pain to get out. I ripped my arms to shreds from devil clips in there trying to get that out. Really need to buy that devil clip tool that everyone keeps linking me to. We'll get there eventually, but anyway, throw this one in and go from there.
I'm just going to finish buttoning up the turbo. I think we're at the point where we can bolt this on fully. I'm going to get Daniel just to heat wrap up to the clamp, so then this can be bolted onto the turbo for good, and then we're And then we're ready.
Work?
Yeah, mate. Perfect. Oh man, I'm happy this is finally
Solidly. Alright, so one of the things with this LS build that we've been trying to figure out for ages now is how to do this catch can situation, because to circle back, the way that LSs have their breathing system is they use this with the PCV valve here. This goes from rocker cover to rocker cover, and you know, they're quite small, they're not huge or anything like that, but there's no real fittings on the rocker covers to like do an AN line or anything like that, or substantial size for a turbo, because you know normally we see turbos they're like -12 lines,
Yeah.
like in the failing as -12 oil things. Anyway, we spoke to Jake, our tuner. He reckons that the standard setup is fine when you just run a catch can and you can use those original fittings and everything. The trouble is just trying to find a way to do it. We had no idea how to do it because we didn't know how we're going to tie into it, but luckily SAS make a bolting kit for LSs, specifically for LSs. And the way that it works is you bolt this to the engine. It's a nice little neat unit. You cut it, I think it was here, and just basically tee into this from there to there and then there to there and into the engine. You'll see once it's all set up. It looks super easy. It means we get to reuse this original thing as well too, which just makes life a whole lot easier for us. And we don't have to go modifying any rocker covers or anything like that. These are the fittings that we're talking about. You can see there's one there, and there's one on the other side as well too somewhere, I think.
Are we there?
Yep, so because this is like a bolt-on kit, hopefully it bolts on. It basically is just going to sit right. Oh. Probably should just have electric. Cut that there. Alright, because in this one. So.
Lovely.
So all we do is we sit this over there. This is a neat little setup.
It is. I like it.
Probably good to come with it.
That's right. That cover will hide it.
Hopefully there, I reckon.
Oh, easy. Done.
How good is that?
Nice. Very nice.
Look at that. Alright, job done. That's the catch can and everything sorted for this car. That was actually way easier than we thought this was going to be. Shall we drop the thermo fans in now? Then we can go underneath the car and finish off what we need to finish underneath the car.
Yeah, but the question is, do they fit? Nah, just kidding. We've already tested it.
Well, we didn't put them in completely. We just sort of sat them and go, yeah, they should work. So as we said before, these are actually genuine VZ V8 fans. So by all rights, these should fit in with no issues. How you looking?
My side's good, just gotta push it in.
Ready?
Yep.
Oh, would you look at that? Fans that actually fit. I'm a big fan of that. And this should just plug straight in.
Oh, hey! Hey! Radiator cap, mate. What are you doing?
Oh wait, yeah, the final finish. No more caution. We're going with, oh, here we are. A Raceworks cap that we had laying around.
This old thing.
Raceworks sideways.
That's,
Nice.
So when you're leaning over the guard.
All right, beautiful. There's no way we're getting intercooler piping down there. Not a hope in hell are we getting intercooler piping down there. And that's because we changed it to a VZ. Oh well.
It is what it is.
Battery's getting put in the boot. While we're here, we might as well do the top radiator hose, get that done as well too. And then like this part of the engine is pretty much sorted. We still got to figure out the steam pipe. It's just starting to look like a complete engine again for the first time in a long time.
All right, that looks good. We're
Yeah.
complete up here.
On a side note, how much easier was it just getting the actual
Thermo fans. We're going up. We're going to fit the starter motor. I'm going to change the fitting in the sump. And Michael's going to put an oil filter on it.
Yeah.
And then we'll brake. Brake for lunch.
Okay, so we need to do something that we haven't done this whole time, surprisingly. We need to put an oil filter in it. This is just a basic one, I think. I've actually got a good Ryco one to go on this after we do the initial startup. This is just sacrificial.
Witness me!
You could question this. Is it worth having a really good oil filter on your first startup because you know you want a good quality one to catch all your minerals? Or is it worth just putting a crappy oil filter in? Why spend the money on a really good one? All I know is this one's going on. It'll work. It's nice and blue.
Blue.
1.5 turns past tight, whatever it is.
Have you got it? Yeah, it looks heaps better.
Yeah, more out of the way.
It like snakes past all the exhaust stuff now and doesn't touch the frame as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that looks way better.
Yeah, it's heaps better. So happy we did that. It's got a heat shield over it, so that's good. So when we go up next, we can bolt the exhaust on for good.
Yep, and what have we learnt now?
What have we learned? Put your starter motor in
Before
you drop your engine in.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how they did it from factory or whatever, but you cannot put the starter in. We have a factory exhaust manifold, and you cannot put the starter motor in.
I think the exhaust manifold had to go in after the starter, to be honest.
Yeah.
Alright.
Anyway, doesn't matter.
We're going to try drop the rack, see if we can sneak it past.
Yeah.
Take cover! Oh, that's vicious. Now hopefully this rack will drop just enough so Daniel can get... Well, the good news is if you want to put the starter motor on the other side, you've got heaps of room. The side that you want, not so much.
Maybe.
Well, otherwise just take the shaft off and it will slip right past. Get in there!
Go. You want to start or you want to steer?
He's a genius! Oh, not yet. He's a genius! Put it all back in, Daniel.
Now we're going to get this shaft back in too. Well, that was easy. But once we've done this, we're in good stead.
We're in good stead. Drill another hole, shoddy knot.
Alright, well, the starter motor is back in. The rack is now back in as well too. That was a lot harder than it needed to be, but it did work. We just managed to get it in still. I've hooked up the wiring on the starter motor as well too, so that's all sorted. Oil filter's in, Nathan sorted out that turbo drain. So now we're ready to come back down with the car and start looking at the top and figuring out the left-hand side of the intercooler, or driver's side of the intercooler piping now.
Let's do it.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Wow. I'm going to put the dot pipe on now. I'm gonna bolt this exhaust down, which is really, really tight. Why is it so tight all of a sudden? I've already had this thing in before. Oh, looks good.
We need to replace what is the map sensor in this thing. So the map sensors in the standard run that to I think 1 bar. No good for us considering we're going to be running turbo. So what we're going to run is another GM product. This is just from an LS2 I think it is, and this will run up to
4 bar.
Nah,
4 bar?
Nah, I just read it and I've completely gone blank what it was in 1 second. 3 bar. And this thing will run up to 3 bar, so we need to replace it with this. I thought it was just going to be a straight swap over, but they're not. They are actually different. This isn't going to be able to just be plugged into the back because it's going to foul and everything. So maybe we're going to have to run like a
Little line.
line out and then remote mount this.
Yep.
The reason why we're using this though is because it's a GM product. I think it's going to talk to the GM computer, obviously with a few tweaks from Jake. This is a 3-wire map sensor and this is a 3-wire map sensor. I thought the plugs are going to be the same, but you can see they're not. I've got to order the plug or the terminal for this, and then I just basically cut that off and
Okay.
swap this over to the different style plug. So what I want to try and do is maybe mount this somewhere, you know, like even honestly up there might be fine or something like that.
Yep.
I've just got to figure out a way to make up a barbed fitting to go into this little gasket here, this little grommet here, and run a line to this. So I'm going to play with that while you guys are working on drilling
We are
this
working
hole.
on the intercooler piping, yes.
Yeah.
I've shortened that 90 down. It comes off the intake. It's now perfect between the tensioner and the fans. And then Daniel's just cut this down for me. That's going to go like that, and we're going to just shoot straight down the battery. And then a 90, and then wada bing, bada boom, straight into the intercooler. Should be easy.
Yep.
So now we've just got to drill another hole. The only problem is that hole saw that I use on that side is now blunt. so we're going to have to use something else.
We got a few more, but then a little bit smaller size. So
Yes.
this one's got to
We
be
get
more
away with
accurate.
small size because on this side, that side, the silicon piping is like halfway through, but we're just running raw pipe through this one.
Yeah, so
So we
should
can
be,
get away with a smaller hole.
should be fine. Have you taken out your wash bottle yet? Otherwise, boom, straight into it.
Yeah, water bottle. There's a washer bottle that is under there, so we've had to remove that.
Yeah, that's gone. Sacrifices must be made.
Some sacrifices must be made.
Yeah, not AC though.
Not AC though.
Hey.
Yeah, so I got the compressor. Oh no, we got a vacuum!
Yeah, we do.
Where's the vacuum?
Over there. I personally think this looks better this way as well too.
I know. And like that, we are now through. That's grouse, not wrapped with that. Oh, lovely, Danny! So this is our bead roller. This just will slowly put a bead on. You just slowly keep winding this down in order to pump a bead in. That way our intercooler piping doesn't blow off.
Yep. Very nice.
Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect.
Alrighty, so all the intercooler piping is now plugged in and ran and all tightened up with that. I've finished off the map sensor. All I've done is I've mounted the map sensor up here. And what I'm going to do is from the actual fitting in there, I'm just going to run a barb straight into where the old map sensor used to go. Vacuum line out, or boost line, wire it. So it goes, one goes in there and one goes into a reference point on our reg, and that way both of those get fed through that, so that should be good. But now it looks like we're ready to move on to the bar. Time to cut and shut. A genuine SS bar with fog lights. See what we can do, huh?
Yeah, let's do it.
So before we put the bar on though, we need to put on the crash bar thingy, whatever it is, which Nathan cut out last week. Alright, so this is what we've ended up with. Not a lot left.
No, not a lot left. It's not going to really do much, but no.
It's going to be there at least.
If you want to go fast, you got to sacrifice some things.
Weight reduction. It looks tough though. It does hit though down the bottom, doesn't it?
Yeah, on this side. That's alright, I'll just take a little bit more out and slither out. Should be right. So yeah, just there is just hitting.
I wonder why I could hear rattle cans going in
I
the
had to
background.
paint the raw edge.
You know we got white, yeah?
Yeah, but why? You don't see it.
At least now if it touches the intercooler, we'll see it. On the paint mark. That's looking better.
Doesn't he's better.
All the room. And that crease in the middle here is it's not been an accident before, even though the rust is there. It's a crease there for strength. That's what it's there for. Goodbye, fog lights. Really nice to meet you.
Not even close. Not even close.
Oh, I don't know. I reckon if we chop the bottom of the mount out, you might be able to keep them. I think what we need to do is actually take the fog light out so we can see inside there.
Yeah,
right,
let's take the fog light out. Yeah. You can oval the pipe down and squish it between. Did you get it? Yeah. All the rub. Hey, but it works though.
Run it and just see what happens.
I reckon we just run it.
It is Hackshop after all.
Look, no chopping. We don't even have to chop the fin.
Put the fog lights back in, bolts in, I reckon.
I reckon too.
Why is there texture going to brand new rocker covers?
So, these are covers.
They're coil covers.
They're coil covers. And we put them on the HQ as well. They look really neat. They hide all the ugliness. But obviously we've got a lot more going on than a standard car. So we need a choppy around the back for our reg. We had to do the same thing on the HQ. They were pretty much chopped up to pieces, but they still looked good.
Yeah, it just hides all the ugliness.
I think I'm going to take the bolt off this back corner bit and see if I can get it to sit down and then chop from there. I just want to get it close to where I've got to go.
Yeah.
And then I can chop on what's hitting and doing stuff. Either way, how much were they? They were just cheap off eBay, weren't they? 300. 3? 4. Alright, I might be a little bit more
Careful with your cuts.
pedantic on my cut because I thought they were just the $100 ones that I bought for the HQ. Alright, let's measure twice. I don't want to be filmed destroying them.
What are we doing?
I want it to get a nice rounded edge, so I'm going to drill out the corner and then cut it out. How's it look? Like I cut the corner out. See how it fits?
They look cleaner.
Got to cut pretty much more off the back.
This is a very rare sight. It's a rare Michael painting something.
Oh,
And the can just ran out of pressure.
no, it's full. The nozzle clogged up.
Hey.
Can fix the spray paint then. One coat wonder, Nathan.
So what are they? They're our intercooler straps?
So these are our intercooler straps. I've just made up obviously a couple of Zs.
Yep.
They're pretty basic. I just mashed them up together. I'm playing these now. I've already set them on the car, so I can go from this to doing the nut certs on the bottom of the bar, or the radio support panel. So that as soon as these dry, they can go straight in and we should be golden.
Beautiful. This doesn't even get it running, but we're gonna put it on anyway.
I know, this is not priorities, but still.
It's priorities for the end of the day. This is our last project for the day.
This is the fun bit.
Which, I've got a teaser. Marshard fits.
Oh, you're close to laying it on,
I am laying it on. I'm laying it all on me.
How's it look? Oh, gonna neat those edges up. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that looks so much better.
Not bad.
Not bad, pretty good. Well, that looks a lot better.
That looks heaps better. That looks
Way
good.
better.
Yeah, we're pretty much buttoned up here. But no, it looks good.
Yeah, it's looking
Everything's
really
ran, bars on, with more screws in it than it came here with.
good. Which is rare.
The eBay covers are fitted. They look mint. They really hide a lot of the ugliness of LS's.
It finished off the whole car, and even like around here, like the way that it finishes off this section here, so it's all sort of hidden.
Yeah.
It looks so much better.
Catch can worked mint. Turbo looks neat. I reckon we're going to put a wheel on it, roll it outside, and look at its beauty.
I reckon. I just got to put the brackets in underneath and drill those out and mount that.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to do that now? We'll go up.
Yeah, while it's up, you guys can mount the wheel if you want.
Yeah, I'll put the wheel on.
Well, the last piece to today's puzzle is the intercooler brackets down the bottom to tie it all in to stop it from moving around. If I must say so myself, they've turned out really well. That sucker is not going anywhere.
Yeah, they look good, man. They look really good.
Yeah. So with that done, it's now time to bring it down to the ground. We're going to roll it outside, have a celebratory woohoo, and call it a day. Well, that looks a bit different.
Yeah, it looks good outside.
What a difference from this morning. Like just the covers, the intercooler pipe done, the radiator and everything in, like it's looking good now. It's looking really good.
I'm happy with that.
Good work. Well done. That looks tough. Looks tougher than the Fairlane.
Almost.
Oh, this is something I haven't done for a while.
No, especially after a successful day.
Good. Well, that wraps up today's efforts. And what an effort it was, to be honest. We got a heap done. We didn't quite get through our entire list that we wanted to get done, but
We got to a point that we're happy with.
yeah, we got a lot further than I thought we were going to get.
Yeah. We're ready. We can now solely focus a day on exhaust. Or 2 days on exhaust.
The exhaust on this is probably the biggest project we've done exhaust-wise, so we need to G ourselves up for that. But now we've got everything in place, so we know what everything looks like. So now we know that our exhaust has to work around all that. Obviously, we still need to move the battery to the boot, but we'll do that later on. But anyway, if you like this episode, and I hope you have, please consider liking and subscribing, because it's a really long way to help us pay for a BTR that Nathan broke. If you head on over to the website right now, you can buy a bunch of Hackshop merch, including a bunch of t-shirts like this, 8th edition, 9th edition, Hackshop OGs, Pro Hack. They're all really awesome.
Get yourself ready for summer.
Yeah, and a bunch of stickers as well too. We might not make Christmas at this point, delivery-wise, because it's probably running pretty close now, but
Yeah.
New Year's present, why not? Let's make it a thing. Word of the day. What are you going to say for word of the day? Kebab. Kebab for word of the day.
The blood, 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 blood.
Kebab for word of the day. Anyone who comments the word kebab in the comments below, we'll pick 2 people at random and send out the sticker pack. As always, anyway,
To the exhaust.
until we get stuck in the exhaust or wherever else we're doing next time.
See you then.
We're not going to walk out this time, are we? We're just going to
We're gonna roll out.
Yeah, we'll see you then.
Transformers rolled out.
I can't film any of this. We're just going to have to trust that you're doing it.
Yeah, trust that I'm putting the AC belt on.
Ah, I'm with you, yeah. It's on the floor now.
I'm gonna just stay down here.
So Nathan has somehow managed to wedge a 30mm spanner the turbo and the inner guard here. And at this stage, I think we're gonna have to drill a hole in the guard to get it out.
This stage welded in, it's a brace. It's a good looking brace.
How'd you even do that?
Well, I had to do it up.
I know how to fix it, but you're not gonna like my answer.
Don't even
take the
say it.
Silicon hose off.
Nah, that's because you can pull it into it. That's not the issue. The issue is it's stuck between the nut and the rear housing.
How much does this 13mm spanner mean to you?
A lot, because we use it all the time.
It's our favourite spanner.
Oh, it's actually. Oh,
See, can you see where it's jammed?
Yeah.
I love how he just walked away. He's like, Daniel, you can get that spanner out.
I'm not dumb.
This is not a problem that we
I got it
should
in there.
I don't know how.
Also, with all the stretching that you're putting on this spanner, this 13mm spanner, it might be a 14.
Probably a 13 and a half now. But then we've got to put it back on, and the spanner's got to go
I
in
think
the
you
same
need to
way.
do it
Why
from
did
this
we
side.
go from this way?
Because it didn't go in that way.
Bullshit. Look.
Actually, no, there's probably heaps of room to go in that way.
Undo the
Alright.
Did you get it?
That's heaps easier on that side, isn't it? Hey, look, there's multiple ways a spanner can go on, okay? And I just chose that way. Was it the wrong way? Yes.
Put that in the notes. I like it. It's nice and neat.
Yeah, it does look neat. I like it.
I reckon you're gonna change it every 1000 k's, don't it?
The canister.
Like, drain it.
And then once you go E85, drain it every day.
Drag challenge.
And then you
would
go,
be
"Mum,
1,000 k's, wouldn't it?
I think it's gonna look neater without it though.
You know what would have been better? Another turbo. Right here.
Not too late.
So the build's changing directions. We're going twin turbos. How good would it be? Compound turbo?
Compound turbo.
32 GTR? Actually looks pretty
That
tough.
was mad.
Yeah.
Or with a bit of Rusty's medicated bumper ointment.
This is a
You
square.
too can fit your starter motor like me. Ka-chow.
This is a square peg round hole situation right here.
Yeah.
As you can see, we go for accuracy here at Hackshop Garage. We just work out the average between those three lines and we're good. Get the mean and the average and we're sweet.
I'm gonna put the dot pipe on now. What?
Knock, knock, knocking on leaning now. Hey.
Hey. Because we're gonna run
Wait,
through the hole. And
watch
then...
me whip.
Now watch me nay.
Can you hear that sound in the background? Can you hear that? That is the sound of a HQ that has just been started from cold, idling by itself, doing what it's supposed to do. It's lunchtime, so we're going to go do a lunch run. We figured we'll take HQ because it's a nice sunny day. And it works now. So we haven't done the video on it yet, but I can confirm the HQ is running mint ever since we changed it over to timing control. So yeah, exciting times. Look at it, it's just doing its thing. It's just idling like it should do. Just let that warm up, we can go. I was waiting for it to die while I was doing that, but
Yeah.
no, it's doing fine.